Good time zone. And a happy birthday to all of those around the world. Final day for Medjehtiqedti Bound. I was going to upgrade Xanthos, but I did not actually do that. But we'll do that before we start. Not much else going on besides that. I've dabbled in the contingency contract for Infield. Long-time viewers know that we do contingency contract for Arknights. I'm a long time. Well, you used to be, you used to rate it differently. Now it's like what, 620, but it used to be just like 18. You'd get 18 plus. Infield does it more like that. The max that you need for like the achievement and everything is 20. I've done 8 points. So far, it's not too difficult, I think. We'll see how it escalates on that. I don't know if I'll stream it. I mean, we have we'll see. Music's nice, but the music is not the same on the same level as the Arknights ones. If you know, you know. Contingency contract music from Arknights is famous. A weird thing did happen in that game for me though, and I'm not sure why, but two weird things happened. One, my character stats decreased. I don't know why. My Rosie was at like 5100 attack, and she dropped down to like 4800 yesterday. I don't know why. Her gear, I didn't like change her gear. I didn't change anything. She's logged in and it was like that. I have no idea what happened. The other weird thing was that my factory was turned off. I ran out of power somehow. Again, don't know why. It's been running fine for months now. No idea what happened. Very strange. Hopefully when I get on later, at some point, it's working. We'll find out. Well, that's that. Whabam, whabam, whabam.
Morning to you, Doctor.
Yeah, we'll upgrade this guy real quick. Get him to E1. I've got a lot of chips anyway. have an actual Minos character. Throw on, be thematic while we still can. Plus he's not that bad, actually.
Give the orders in all these battles?
Actually have enough chips to upgrade another Minos character, Guard, who I guess would just be Sidoroka, because that's the only other Minos Guard. If I really wanted to, and maybe I
have
do.
My gratitude, but I must decline. I'm willing to fight for you, but I'm not interested in commendations. This one is for saving the pothos plant in the doctor's office? Thank you. I'm honored.
We gave this guy a promotion because he saved a plant? What is a pothos plant? Pothos is a flowering plant native to Asia, East and Southeast, and actually India as well, and Australia. Okay, a lot of places. That side of the world. Just looks like a plant. Just a green leafy plant. Nothing crazy. A joke? Might be a joke. Why is it cut, like slightly cut off at the bottom? You see that? What if I like... If I did that? There you go. Calls himself Varkaris also now. I probably won't call him that. What is Varkaris? I don't know. Oh, it means boatman. It's his name's just ferryman, because he's a ferryman. Varka meaning boat, Aris meaning a person who does something. Fair enough. A lot of ferrymen in Arknights as well, you know? A lot of jailbreaks and a lot of ferrymen. Man, I'm 2 million down. I used to be at 8 million cash. What happened?
Did you give the orders in all these battles?
I don't know if I have any sniper chips. Oh. No, I could upgrade Sidoroka though. Emphasis on could. but I won't. I actually do want to see, because he does the faction. Oh, I can't see what it is here. I thought you could click on the thing and it would tell you the factions, who's in the faction. So he buffs Minos characters, right? But Medjehtiqedti buffs Minos and Sargon characters. But is Medjehtiqedti considered part of also Minos? Or is she just Sargon? Does she get buffed by him? That's the real question. She's probably just Sargon. There's Sargon on this. Over here. So many Sargon characters. Sub-factions count? I don't know. I think she's just Sargon, so she doesn't get buffed by him, but she does buff him. Anyway, last time on Medjehtiqedti Bound, what was the first thing? Was it the vote? Medjehtiqedti was proposed to become the supervisor of rebuilding the first temple. So they decided to hold a public vote. During which she was a bit humiliated by a guy who hates Sargonians. And then either she won or lost the vote. The aftermath made it seem like she lost, but then I think they said she is the supervisor, so I guess she won. Not really sure, still. And honestly, I don't think it matters much. They finished the temple. And we're going to move the artifact, which is Karisaria's harp, to the temple. But before they could, Xanthos and his apprentice Lycaon staged a theft. Lycaon acted as a distraction while Xanthos stole the harp. Medjehtiqedti chased after him, and during a scuffle, the harp was dropped. And it broke a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Medjehtiqedti was not actually going to, press charges or anything. But Benui showed his true colors. And has pretty much usurped authority over the Sargonian delegation from Medjehtiqedti and is demanded from Lydia that Xanthos and Lycaon be executed. Which is a crazy escalation. Which Lydia agreed to. Medjehtiqedti, while trying to repair the harp, realized that the harp isn't actually the original harp of Caracera. It's only about 100 years old instead of however old it's supposed to be. So it was a fake. Benui doesn't care. He wants to still continue the mission of the delegation, which is to get the technical data for the nomadic cities of Sargon, or not Sargon, of Minos. Lydia apparently already knew it was a fake. And now so does Cassandra, the priestess of Endymion. Medjehtiqedti, though, doesn't want to, give them a fake artifact and ruin any goodwill. Not realizing that the Minoans already know it's a fake. So she's planning on stealing the harp and running away from Sargon and Minos. And I guess abandon her museum. Xanthos and Lycaon are moved on to death row. And Hecademon and Lena are trying to get in contact with them. Lena's concerned as their doctor for their oropathy. And so now those two, along with help from Cassandra, are going to stage a jailbreak. Because they all agree it's crazy to execute these two for what happened. And that's what happened last time on Medjehtiqedti Bound. Voiceless Night. Miracles do not happen on their own. Even when you leave things in the hands of fate, your heart is yours alone to discover. This is the true harp of Caracera. The priestess of Endymion reaches out her hand to brush away a corner of the fence running around the burdened beast pasture, pulling out a few overgrown blades of grass, revealing a harp built into the fence itself. The simple instrument has nearly become one with the pasture. Not far away, the burdened beast leisurely munched on the radishes that the priestess had brought along, humming in satisfaction. Well, that was... We found the real one. It was here the whole time. I was wondering what the scene was when she visited this place before. It was really random and then went nowhere, I guess. It was for this moment. Its coloration has darkened. The paint on the base is mottled, and while the decorative elements are still there, their surfaces have burden beast bite and hoof polishing marks. The whole thing looks like an ornament in the corner of the field. I shouldn't question you, but I find it rather hard to believe. You are a specialist in your field, and no doubt have a repertoire of techniques and standards to confirm it. You may examine it in detail. If you say so. The wood are used for the harp's body is definitely the firs that grow near the site of Old Athenius. As for its design, it's simpler than the one I brought. The strings are far too new, though. These are metal strings only popularized in the last few years. The original strings snapped a long time ago. I replaced them recently. I had also tried using traditional beast gut strings, but no matter the type, the result was always the same. Legend has it that the day old Athenius fell, Caracera's harp fell silent, never to sound again. Metal, beast gut, once a month I would come here to try and play it, but I could never make it sing again. However you put it, it's the harp Caracera used. Assuming what you say is true, the Sargonians aren't occupying Minos anymore. Why keep it hidden in a field? Why, when I suggested holding the ceremony at the first temple, no. Even before that, when the Astronomos agreed to conduct the exchange for this relic, you're a priestess, you must have known. Why didn't you bring it out earlier? A harp that doesn't sing is merely a beautiful piece of wood. It can be a fence in a field or a toy for the burdened beasts, but what it cannot be is the centerpiece around which to gather everyone together for a ceremony celebrating the completion of a temple. This makes no sense. Even the fake we brought plays notes that move the soul. Which is why it is merely a fake. As for the harp before us, if you don't believe me, try it for yourself. You may touch it. No need for reverence. I understand your hesitation. If you can make it sing, you can create a miracle, then you may consider it the harp. Then you may consider it the harp you brought along, and use it to complete your trade. I make you this promise as the current keeper of the harp. I am sorry, but I've got one more question. Why me? Sure, I have the real harp, or I need the real harp, but the first temple also needs it. I am a priestess of Endymion Temple, Kyria Massayer. We are the hierophants of revelation. For the people, we interpret dreams, decipher visions, and divine the future. Sometimes we will offer some comforts of our own accord, but most times we will be passive, deferring to established facts and heroic wills. Words flow from my lips, but they are beyond my control. Like how the things appearing before my eyes are not necessarily a pleasure to see. We might call coincidence fate, but when true fate approaches, all of our witticisms and pontification lose their meaning. Do I have the power to allow the sun to shine, the rivers to flow, to dictate all from high to low? You carry the harp of Caracera, counterfeit though it may be, and it has appeared in Athenius. This can only be an omen. The events of the past 2 days stand as proof. But what is most important is your character. It is because it is you, and not your fellow countrymen, that I expect your spirit to resonate with the harp. First, try singing heroic odes to it. Try playing it, give it your heart, and speak to it. Then perhaps you will really make it sing and bring about a miracle. She's finally gone. Oh, that mysterious claptrap, sheesh. What? Ready to play it already? You really believe her? She is a priestess of Minos and Pallas's friend. I doubt she'd lie to me about this. Also, if we really can bring the real harp to the ceremony at the first temple, it will sure beat running all over Terra with a fake harp strapped to my back. It doesn't really matter if this is the true fate of the priests speak of, or if it's some kind of test from the unknown people, but I had to give it a try. And now you're gonna do that. All that, give your heart to it. Bring about a miracle, baloney. What's your methodology here? Let's start by playing it. Holy shit, that sounds terrible. At least it made a sound. Not good. No matter what I try, it only makes these dull sounds. Is the harp structure damaged? But the kind of handheld harp doesn't have a sound box. The issue is probably elsewhere. I've already tried adjusting the tension of the strings, but no effect. Could it be a problem with the delicate internal component? But I don't have any tools to take up apart and inspect it and reassemble it right now. Oh. Whoa, what the? What a pain in the ass! I'm thinking we go back and stealing the fake harp. Worst come to worst, I'll help you steal it. Stealing doesn't mean we have to trapeze around Terra. Oh, well, we can still do that if you want. We could go to your Pepe girl for some funding. But now that the real harp is right in front of me, making that choice now would be like running away. Fah! We can call it a tactical relocation if you prefer. Ever since I was little, the heroes in the tales my father told me, they never ran away. Just my bad luck having to take part in this worthless funeral. A useless idiot who squandered every chance the Padishah gave him. This Mongol destroyed our family's reputation. Hey, not in front of the girl. What does it matter? I said all that to the man himself. All he did was smile, didn't even have the courage to talk back. Couldn't fight worth a damn, had zero skill in managing the family estates. He said he could appraise things, but he couldn't tell good gems from bad. All he ever did was buy a pile of ancient Minoan books. Who knows if that was even worth anything. All he did was think about useless things like that. Maybe he had some sort of romantic soul the poets sing of. Romantic? Save it. Would you rather have romance or jewels? You're asking me. I sound like I'm a poet myself. To me, a giant jewel is a expression of romance. Excuse me. The day my father was buried, the nobles of the city spoke ill of him in front of me and my mother. Mother said we were an ancient Sargonian family, and that we had to maintain perfect decorum, so all I could do was maintain an appropriate expression on my face. I knew what they said may have been right, because he was a people-pleaser through and through. Someone who amounted to absolutely nothing. but I still didn't want to hear them judge him as they pleased. The heroes of the Minoan tales my father told me were brave, never shirking from their duties. They would meet all sorts of obstacles on their journey, but they were always determined, forever confronting the challenges they had to confront. I never really knew why my father was a weak man. Why did he love these stories? This passion of his, why did it never change him? Or how he treated people, I simply don't understand. Look, don't shoot the messenger here, but maybe some puny humans yearn for things they don't have. Maybe. But I've always remembered how clear and steady his voice was as he told me these stories. I love those stories too. Those heroes, gentle, strong, resolute, always walking their own paths. That's how I imagine them. There was some greater purpose or ideal, otherwise I don't know what meaning there is to life. A hero must face fate bravely when it comes and carry their own burden. Father's stories always had lines like that. Those tales. Siopi, the hero who suffered in silence, keeping her secrets. Caracera, Heracles. I need to think of a way. As she sits on and out in the field, racking her brains, Titi falls into slumber. She dreams a dream where she is but 7 or 8. Her father was already ill at the time. With one cold hand he held her while the other flipped through the tome atop his knee, slowly reciting from it. He never bought her children's books or chose books specifically for her. He simply went with what he liked, and it doesn't matter because Titi liked those stories too. Within those tales, the silent hero Siopi does not speak a word for 30 years, all to keep a secret. Caracera, refusing to perform for Outlanders, hangs her harp atop a laurel tree. Perhaps it is the filter of dreams at work, but her father seems to tower over her. The slightly stooped back of her memories now ramrod straight, his voice one of undeniable confidence. All of us have the chance to become a hero when your duty falls upon you. You need only take it up with courage, Titi. Really, can I? How can you be so sure? It has been so long since she last saw her father, and she wants to ask him these questions, but it is only a dream and it refuses to bend to her will. In the end, she could not ask what she wished to ask. The gentle light of the twin moons fall upon the pasture and upon the girl. The land is painted in silver. A breeze blows, curling up the girl's ribbons, lifting the bird and beast's headscarves. Even the antiquated marred harp takes on a gentle radiance under the moonlight. A teardrop slowly falls from the corner of Titi's eyes. It rolls into the bushes, soon gone from sight. Falling asleep after all that yammering. She didn't even wake me up. It seems a little girly needs her beauty sleep too. Hey, what's with the crying? You're always all about that stiff upper lip. Always saying you won't cry, and now you're letting me catch you in the act? I need to keep some evidence for later. Terminal, photo mode. How the hell do you use this thing? Oh, press here. Nothing interesting about a crying girl. Forget it. I'll help you out, you crybaby. Call it payback for the free meals these past few days. You wanted a miracle, right? Easy as proverbial pie. Moo? Some real nice weather we've got today. Gotta herd the bird and beast to the mountain pastures first. Then, since it's such a lovely day, I better repair the fence. What? The bird and beasts? How'd all the bird and beasts get here? Mio. I guess freed all the bird and beasts. This next section has like, that's Xanthos and I guess Mio, and or maybe just, well, that might just be a representation of a bull being Minos and the cat being like TD, I guess. So I was wondering if the other characters were things, but I don't really know so much about that, but that's obviously Xanthos. Still won't play any notes. Maybe Mio knows how to use their magic to fix it. Stampede. You never know what will come stampeding from a distance. Sending carefully laid plans flying and scattering handshakes and goodbyes. We'll get rid of Misc, I guess. Maybe. Now I'll keep her because she's Sargonian. We'll get rid of Kyobi because she's nothing. Where is she even from? Who knows? Honestly, if she's actually Cerberus, she could be from Minos. Oropathy suppressants for 2. A few days have passed since their last injection. Give them a shot as soon as you see them to prevent an acute attack. The rest are standard medicine. This is a painkiller. These improve cardiovascular functions, and this is for blood pressure, and this is for regulating blood oxygen. Xanthos seems to be hiding his illness and may be unwilling to take medicine. Bring it anyway, and make him carry it any way you can. The oropathy suppressant is mandatory. The rest depends on him. Alright. This is all for Xanthos. What about Lycaon? Lycaon. Suppressant injections are the only thing that can be done at his current stage. Is it that bad? It's not so bad. No need to worry. There's water and cheese pita. Nice. For 3 in the bag. I'm not going on a picnic. Bring it anyway. You might get hungry. Don't worry. I also got you some good stuff. This box contains soporific incense pills, just in case. Make sure you stand upwind when you use it, or you'll put yourself to sleep. Maybe that's what Medjehtiqedti uses. Kaira Athopolo. I thought we had already made the arrangements. Cassandra has obtained the schedule of the jailer's shifts. The Astronomos' office has a duplicate key for the jail door and shackles. And I made my own duplicate. It was careless of Lydia to leave them on the table. There hasn't been a breakout in ages, so security isn't particularly strict. I'll find the right time, go in, get them out. Shouldn't run into any issues. Always plan for the unexpected. There is no need to be so overly nervous. I know. It's what happens afterwards that I'm thinking about. You're worried you can't distract Lydia, or you're worried about your future? While I'm the one who's actually carrying out the prison break, Lydia is likely to find out your participation. It may obstruct your company's efforts to develop your Athenian office. Xanthos and Lycaon are my patients, even though one of them isn't the most cooperative. When I made the decision to become a doctor, I also made the decision that I will not leave any patients behind. There are some things that have to be done, no matter the price. It's Lydia whom I am really worried about. I need to talk to her. Don't worry about me, but you. Don't worry about me. There's nothing left for me here. The only reason I didn't quit was that I was waiting for Lydia to fire me so that I could collect my severance. Fair enough. Not getting it is my only regret. I'm more excited than anxious about leaving this nomadic city for broader horizons. I heard you were once forced to leave Athenias, Kyria Athopolo. Perhaps you understand the feeling. Yes, I do. Your situation now is much like mine back then. Things will get better for you, I promise. Just as it got better for me.
We need to find a way to get out of here. We can't just sit here and wait.
Yes, we need to get Lena to look at you, your health.
My health is not important. The relic exchange ceremony takes place this afternoon. If the Sargonians are allowed to take the engineering notes in the free police, then they'll be able to dictate how history is told. This must be stopped.
Hold it, Xanthos. You have oropathy. Many on the Sargonian border contracted the disease in the conflict, just like you.
Yes.
Many lost their homes, their livelihoods, but you found your footing after coming to Athenius. You've got a new life. Why do you want to get involved in such things?
Maybe it's because I have oropathy. I don't have much time left. I must spend what little I have on things that are more meaningful.
Then you're just another Minoan bound by the heroic dream.
I don't think about those things. Oropathy saps the heroic spirit. I have not had heroic dreams ever since I left my homeland.
Is that so? Who could have imagined that the ghost found a good friend out on the borderlands? The guards changed shifts in 15 minutes. That's your opportunity to get out. Go out the door and turn left. Then take the second right turn. And go right every time you see a crossroad after that. You shouldn't see any guards if you get out within 5 minutes. You'll eventually find yourselves in the kitchen, which should be empty at this hour. You can get out from there. Alright, the shackles. Come over, I'll unlock them.
Why?
Why don't I leave? Well, my situation is a little different. Not everyone in this prison is scheduled for the death sentence.
Oh, okay. I thought they were.
Some need to be locked up until the day they die like me. And why should I leave when I don't have to worry about room and board? What difference is there anywhere on Terra? Or, did you want to ask why I made these preparations? Came in useful right now, didn't? There.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know what you're planning when you get out, but I doubt there will be a place for you in this city anymore. I don't suppose we'll meet again. Ithacos died for his heroic dream. Divine revelation had shown his future. None of us could stop it. But you're not the same. You haven't received your divine revelation yet, perhaps in the distant future. Until then, live well.
Security must be laxed. I guess he's a master lockpick.
Roll these stones. These incomplete statue. Those scaffolds, why are they still here? I knew you people are lazy, but I didn't expect you to be so shockingly inefficient. And where is the astronomus of yours? She's the one who should be receiving me here.
We've already discussed the ceremony with TT. A space has been cleared for the ceremony. The speakers and spotlights have been set up, and signs have been placed around the audience seats. We've completed all the necessary preparations, the things you have noted, or not.
Medjehtiqedti, she's nowhere to be seen. I'm in charge of the Sargonian mission now, and it is my needs you must attend to. I think that your preparations are entirely inadequate for a ceremony as important as the exchange of relics between Sargon and Minos.
As you said, it is an important ceremony, and we will do everything in our power in the remaining time to make the venue as perfect as possible. However, I must also put a question to you. What is the condition of the relic that you are handing over, which is of paramount importance to Minoans in the First Temple, the Harp of Caracera? I heard that it suffered a serious fall a few days ago at the dock, and that your delegation intends to repair it. Are the repairs complete? And I'm curious, while I don't know how your Padishah and Lydia came to such an agreement, does the agreement include an appraisal as well?
You're overstepping, Palace. We have an accord with the Astronomos. This will be a massive occasion. She informs me that the priests of Lacedaemon and Corinia are in attendance as well. This is an unprecedented publicity for you and your temple. You should focus your full efforts and preparations. You do not need to worry about anything else.
You're right. I look forward to the event in the afternoon.
The Stargonian sure has his nose in the air, doesn't he? I'm surprised you didn't punch him. Are your plans in motion, or you're just watching the clown make a fool of himself?
Clown, are you talking about yourself?
Damn.
You've been Athenius a little too long, Corinian. The apples that the Athenian orchards are exporting to Corinia have already been packaged into boxes. Why are you still here?
I'm a priest of Corinia. It's my job to attend certain important occasions, in addition to business dealings. I'm here at your Astronomos' invitation. Besides, to a Corinian, a transaction has already been settled long in the past. The important thing is to seek opportunity for the future.
Is that why you keep sniffing around like a musk beast in a ditch? What favors did Lydia promise you? Is there anything you won't sell for the right price? Your dignity, your conscience, even your soul.
Everything is for sale if you can afford it. Rather than pay so much attention to me, I suggest you spend it on the people who are not here.
You mean the Astronomos. It's true that she and the Grammateus should be here, but neither are.
Perhaps they've been sidetracked by private matters. It's someone else whom I am talking about. The Sargonian said the Astronomos has invited priests from other polis. The guest from the Corinia is standing in front of you. What wears a priestess from Lacedaemon? Think about it. A Lacedaemonian, stubborn and obstinate, serious barbarian, for whom violence is the only answer to any problem. As far as I know, this particular Lacedaemonian was born in Athenius, but she was taken to Lacedaemon from a young age, for reasons unknown, and grew up in a temple there. She wears certain elements of Athenius perhaps as a kind of memento, but she was brought up with the orthodox Lacedaemonian temple education. The three-time reigning champion of the Lacedaemonian Pancratian, and the youngest priest in the city's history, having graduated top of her class. I'm curious, how should such a remarkable figure react if she saw an unexpected scene of chaos? This is the real reason I stayed.
Good timing. take over for me for a moment. We need someone here who can be in charge. I'd better find Titi. I coaxed a little bit of information out of the Sargonian deputy. Apparently her plan to steal the harp was unsuccessful. I'm worried for her. If she failed, I'll spill the beans at the ceremony. We have to discuss how to proceed after that. The problem is that I don't know where she is. She wasn't at the hotel. She's at the Bird and Beast Ranch on the outskirts. Ranch? Why? Go and find her. Maybe you'll witness a miracle and find that all those things you were worrying about are not a problem anymore. Don't forget what I said to you last night.
I think someone's coming, Master. Did we take a wrong turn?
I don't think so.
Just one person, I think.
We've come too far to give up now. Go hide in the corner. When they pass, knock them out and throw them in an empty cell.
Okay.
Cover their mouth. Don't let them make a sound.
How should I talk to him when I see him? Whoa. Ouch, who are you, huh? What are you doing here? Phew, finally got out. Let's hide here for now.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. Just glad to get you safely out of here. The next part is the hard part. I have to take you to the ancient route. Cassandra has your documents and luggage waiting there. We'll need to be careful and avoid drawing attention to ourselves. Let's hope it takes a while for the jailers to notice.
Cassandra.
She was very worried about you. Did you want to say goodbye to her before leaving? I can understand. But she's at the first temple right now, where all eyes are on. It will be difficult. Let me think. Movement over there. The jailers found out so quickly? I don't think so. Sounds like crying of a beast. Burden Beast. What the Burden Beast doing in the city? No. The Burden Beasts are coming straight at us. Master. I mean, this was a small jail, so that was pretty easy. You know, Manfield took a lot more work.
Titi said the harp that the Sargonians brought was fake. You're not surprised. I'll talk to her about it later. It's you who I'm looking for. You've been relying on her to handle the First Temple's matters for you these past few days. I thought we already talked about this. Who's in charge is not important. But she couldn't replace a priest. Only the priests have full knowledge of the heroes that a temple venerates, the ceremony to invite them in the ceremonial plays. Only a priest can gather the spirit of the heroes during a performance. You're the only one who can do it for Karasera's first temple. No one can do it in your stead, not even me. Stop running, Paulus. I know. I wasn't going to run from my responsibility the day I made the decision to return to Minos. She does worry, doesn't she? I should buy her a round of drinks after everything's done. What did she discuss with Titi last night anyway? I forgot to ask. And what's this miracle that she was talking about? I finally understand the meaning of the idiom, suffering is the price of wisdom. I didn't feel that way when I was a priest, but now I fully understand how irritating their habit of speaking in riddles is. What exactly is Titi doing at the Burden Beast Ranch, anyway?
Alice, look out! What is that she's standing on? Is that a tiny scooter? What is that? It began as a distant growl, as Palace rides at a steady pace on the street. She then sees a distant movement closing in rapidly, becoming a herd of rampaging burden beasts. Dozens of burden beasts charge to the streets with unstoppable momentum, leaving peace officers and herders in the dust, sending pedestrians and stalls flying. They wear the scarf of the burden beast ranch on the outskirts.
Where Cassandra said Titi was.
Said she was riding it, so I guess she was, the whole time, she was actually just riding a scooter. Something seems to frighten these normally docile creatures as they form a tidal wave that rushes in the opposite direction of the ranch.
The burden beast at the rear of the stampede. There's something on its horn. Is that a harp? Could it be Caracera's? Is this the miracle that Cassandra was talking about?
We're gonna fight burden beasts? We got a new burden beast to fight?
Let's move. Time waits for nobody.
I hope so.
Ready to move. Death to slavers!
Yeah, I should have had something here, but... oh well.
Death to slavers!
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Don't trip on my tape.
If I do that, then I can heal,
I do not fear death.
I guess. What the heck? That's not a burden beast. Paladulis. Charges if there's an ally in the direction of its movement. When immersed, charges passes through allies until hitting terrain, taking heavy true damage and becoming stunned. So I have to immerse it first, but there's nothing near it. Hold on. First of all, we'll do that, I guess. You can work on those things over there. What happens if I put you here? And just like let them charge at her? What happens if I do that? Not a lot. What happens if I do this? Is it just like any range? It is, okay. It's any range, as long as they're in line of sight. I see. Ow.
If the plan is a confession, all I hear is the babbling of souls.
Oh, no, those guys do just walk right there. Okay. Oh.
Real estate question. This wonderful realm or a panoramic view of home? Which did you want again?
Well.
On standby. That's fine. Let fragrance revive your mind. Thunder roar!
If the plan is the realm has not for your perch.
Easy does. Thunderstorm!
Finally, am I up?
Glad I kept Bluesky. Did 3 of them hit? None of them died, actually, so...
Standing by.
What if I do this?
Everything is under
Did
control.
this start immerse? Oh, they have it cooled down. Oh, no? Did that to start in immersed or end in immerse? Start in it. Perfect. That's fun.
Accomplished.
Wow, it's old Lena.
Does Lytanian thin-tailed grass have single leaves or compound leaves?
No idea.
There are several methods for extracting red velvet mallow essence. Which one is most effective at retaining its soothing properties?
No idea.
This Boronia that you planted,
All I did was help you shovel the soil. I have no idea why you planted or how.
You'll be tested on all these things, Lydia. The Arthropolo family has venerated Flora, the hero, for generations, conducting plant-related work such as those associated with perfumes, medicinal herbs, and plant breeding. The elders are very serious about his legacy. You'll have to participate in the traditional heir selection ceremony in a few years. You'll need to remember these things. Everyone knows you're the heir of the Arthropolo family. Uncle Steros can't stop talking about how proud he is of his daughter. He'll declare you the Flora of Arthropolo any day now. I know my family hasn't been fair towards you. He's already shown as much kindness as possible by taking me in after my parents passed away. Besides, you know I have no interest in plants. But Father has scheduled a test for next week. You'll be punished again if you fail. I peeked into Uncle Steros' notebook. The time harvest has been disappointing. I expect he'll be going to Corinia soon in order to find suppliers to meet the shortfall. Corinia? He didn't say anything.
Crouching in the garden again, Lena? I'm going on a week-long trip. Take care of yourself and Lydia while I'm away.
Wow. See, there are certain things that I'm good at, just like you're good at plants and perfumes. Yeah, somebody. Help, anybody. Some Skada tradition. Why did Arthropolo have to do the selection ceremony out in the middle of nowhere?
Skata. Is that etymologically related? Looks like, I mean, it does mean scat, so is it etymologically related, I wonder? Probably.
The one who finds the rarest plant is the one favored by Flora? Ridiculous. Someone's hurt. We need a doctor. And emergency inhibitors. You'll hurt your throat shouting like that, Lydia. Carrying me is hard enough as it is. Put me down. Well, you can help by throwing away that big heavy plant. There's no one more suited for being the heir to House Arthropolo, with or without it. I know. It doesn't mean anything to me now. The flora of Arthropolo cannot be infected. Father will never accept it. I'll probably have to leave Athenius as soon as we get back. You don't need approval of that bastard if he's so cruel as to cast aside his own daughter. But the family needs an heir. Write it down, Lydia. Bora Genalis, Bora Genase, Sinoglosodea, Myosotis.
Big words. What do you mean? Don't tell me about it. Lena, I don't want to know.
Listen to me. It's a common plant across Terra, but it's only known to grow around marshes, and it has never been found in Minos. It reminded me of you. You dislike the family tradition, and you have no interest in plants or herbs, as unlike Arthapolo as can be. But you're observant, and you're a good communicator. You'll make a good heir.
That's your place. I don't want it.
Let's make a bet, shall we? Just like when we were little. Take care of this rare plant for me. If the elders have no issue with my condition, then I'll never make you come with me to that boring garden ever again. But if Father shows disgust at my wounds, you must claim to have found this big heavy plant. Don't worry, Lydia. No one will bully you anymore. Not even my father once you become the heir. With you, the Arthapolo family will be in good hands. Lydia.
Why did you ask me to come to this public garden? I don't think there's any need for us to reminisce about old times. If you have something to say, say it. I have a lot waiting for me to do. The exchange ceremony is about to begin. Besides, verifying the guest list, making sure the ceremony goes smoothly, You must announce to Athenius that Xanthos and Lycaon have been found guilty of treason for the intentional theft and destruction of a Minoan national treasure. Not satisfied with turning from perfumer to doctor? Are you making another career change to defense attorney? This is a critical juncture for the relationship between the two nations. I cannot allow an ill-planned, impetuous theft destroy everything.
A century of war didn't destroy Minos. Are you working for the interests of the people of Athenius? Or to protect your own position as Astynomos?
A cliched moral dilemma. Of course I want to protect my position as Astynomos. How do you think Rhodes Island managed to establish an office in Athenius in such a short time? Priests buried in ancient tomes, the chaotic council, the convoluted voting process. You have waited an entire year if you followed the traditional process. Caesaria's first temple and following the old ways, what a joke. How could the place be ready for today's exchange ceremony if the Sargonian girl hadn't intervened and pushed the final phase through with modern effective project management?
So you judged everything with your scales, not caring that the weights you are using are real people?
Do you believe that everything must give way to people then?
I'll do everything I can to find a solution before things get to the point of no return. My colleagues and friends will walk together with me, no matter how treacherous the path. As for your question, I'm a doctor, Lydia. It's the basis of everything I do.
The ground beneath them trembles. The sound of howling approaches. I want to say bird and beast howl, but what do I know? Dozens of bird and beasts jump across fences and benches, stampeding through the public garden. The herd steps upon the spacious grass, running towards the tall buildings in the distance, seemingly quite sure of their destination. In the frenzied stampede, a young bird and beast is drawn to something to the side. Two solemn human figures reflect in its wet, curious eyes, but it quickly loses interest in them, catching up with the herd and leaving only drifting flower petals behind. The scent of flowers surround the two Athapollos. Their keen sense of smell, honed by rigorous training from a young age, allows them to easily identify the damaged flowers, but not the true thoughts of their counterparts. Neither of us could ever change the other's mind. It's been this way since we were little. But there's a question I've always wanted to ask you. What makes you so great, Lena Athapollo? Lydia. You approached a girl that all the Athapollos disliked, took her to your favorite garden, and taught her knowledge about plants that she had no interest in, all of it on your own. You gave her the plant that determined the family's heir, thought the family was in good hands, and left Athenius. Again, all of it on your own. You never cared about what I was good at. And it never occurred to you that I stayed with the Athapollos family not out of a sense of responsibility or for the heir's position. I didn't dislike the garden, Lena. But you chose not to keep it. You chose to take it back from the family after it fell in hard times, turning it into a public facility. That's our fundamental difference. You hate the name Athapollos as much as I do, but you're always looking backwards, even trying to get it back, while I never look back. I know you asked me to come here for the sake of the two prisoners. Maybe you're trying to delay me, or maybe you have some other plan in mind. After I became the heir to the family, it took me another 2 years to cast the mantle aside. Only now do I have the chance to do what I really wanted to. As you said, though no one bullied me during that time, I played along with your game for 10 minutes. It's my final gift to you. I owe you nothing now, Lena. I see. The gray-haired Volpo gazes at Lena's departing figure. She's a Volpo? So what's with the horns? She had imagined their reunion before Lena returned to Athenius. Afterwards, she had imagined their parting. Never before had she been so acutely conscious of that they were going to part ways forever. The woman before her is no longer her foster sister who took care of her, but Lena who gently but insistently instilled botanical knowledge in her. Lena is a Rose Island operator now. She has her own dreams and aspirations, her own home that she will go back to, her own family that loves and supports her. None of it has anything to do with Lydia. Suddenly, a thought without any basis whatsoever comes to Lydia's mind. Even if Lena remains in Athenius and continues to work to develop an oropathy treatment system, and continues to have dealings with the Astronomos office, this will be the last time she sees Lena ever again. Phew, we should be safe from the bird and beasts here. Where's Master Dantos? I think I saw him head towards the first temple, to say goodbye to Cassandra, probably. We'll find a way to meet up with him, don't worry. Why are there stampeding bird and beasts on the street? Aren't you the Astronomos' Grammateus? Shouldn't you find out what's happening? Anytime Grammateus shows up, I want to say Grammaticus. But that's not what the word is. So I always stumble. There are already peace officers heading that way. They'll take care of it. This stuff's none of my business anymore. I resigned. To rescue Master Xanathos and me from prison? That's not necessary. You wanted to say you could have gotten out on your own, right? Well, it doesn't matter. I was planning to quit anyway. What exactly is your plan, Lycaon?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Please, you never passed your classical drama courses and it shows. You had the exact same expression on your face when you submitted your withdrawal from preschool after contracting oropathy. It was the day before the debate contest, and we were practicing archery as usual. You were a much better archer than I was. I was pissed and intentionally fired a shot into the distance with your bow. The accident happened when you were looking up for the arrow. I carried you down the mountain and ran to Xanthos. He ferried us to the best oropathy doctors available, but you got infected in the end. And so we missed our 7th debate contest. That would have broken our 3-3 tie.
Is this really the right time to talk about this?
Since when did Minoans need the right time to debate? In the halls of Theros Temple, on the streets with drunkards and gamblers, everywhere is fair game. I thought you would only be down for a day or two, and you'd be back in competition in a couple of years, but you just ran away. We never decided the winner all these years. It's about time you gave me back this last debate, Lycaon.
What's the topic?
Let's say whether an infected can become a hero.
Academos. It's inappropriate.
Why? It's a topic you're intimately familiar with. Oropathy saps the heroic spirit. It's a conventional wisdom that we all take for granted. When a child questions it, he or she is quickly put down by the elders who cite various heroic legends. There are no Minoan heroes with oropathy in the legends, no depictions of originium crystals on the temple statues. Therefore, you, a student who aspired to be a hero, gave up on becoming a priest before the rules had a chance to become an obstacle. Your every deed is representative of your position on this topic.
Don't bother trying to provoke me. We both know there's no chance I'll lose this debate. I thought about starting over, and Master Xanthos encouraged me, but I realized that someone who knows he has no future cannot commit himself to anything. Regular suppressant injections, a regular lifestyle, and the newest Rhodes Island treatment may make the patient live longer. But I'm not satisfied with just living. Yet it seems to be the only thing I can do, and I feel nothing but shame about it. The worst thing about oropathy is not the physical torment, but the inevitable deadline that it sets for all dreams and aspirations. Even if oropathy doesn't sap the heroic spirit, even if you could become a priest after becoming infected, even if the door to becoming a hero used to be open once, that door is closed now. Do you understand?
I see.
In that case, I win this last debate.
Who said the debate's over?
What?
You've demonstrated your position with your actions. I shall do the same, Lycaon. I will make you a hero of Minos.
Have you an idea what you're saying?
There's no other way to get you to admit defeat, is there? Xanthos could encourage you, or the deeds of infected could move you, but deep down, you would not admit to that being infected or not has nothing to do with one's heroic spirit. In that case, the simplest way is to make a hero out of you. I've already quit my job, but wherever you go now, I'll follow, and do everything to make you keep on living, make you meet more people, make you be a part of something important. What is this? Some newfangled punishment? What do you get out of it? You know, I was never the most motivated guy. I grew up to be that guy who always punches out exactly on time and never breaks a sweat when he could help it. Heroes are way too far away from my life, and I don't want to become them, no matter how glorious it may seem. I'll make a hero out of you, a true hero. One whom everybody recognizes. As for what's in it for me, I get to win our last debate. That's all I want. You're out of your mind. Thanks for the compliment. I'll take that as a yes. Oh, but you're late stage, aren't you? That's a pretty big disadvantage for me. Is it true that you have difficulty seeing and you get dizzy easily? What are you talking about? I'm just mildly infected. I don't have those kinds of symptoms. Mildly infected, but you keep going to Rhodes Island Clinic. Diarrhea Athopolo had to pay you a home visit and you ran the hotel kitchen because you couldn't see the stop sign clearly. You've got it all wrong. It's Master Xanthos whose condition is serious. Xanthos? We never had a plan, Akademos. Master Xanthos broke out of prison with me because he wanted to do something that was worthwhile to him. While he still could. Even if the price is his life. You shouldn't have come here, Xanthos. People are gathering at the temple. You might be able to avoid the crowd when you came. But it's going to be much harder to leave. Go now.
I came to say goodbye. I don't think we'll meet again.
Whether the farewell is face to face or not doesn't matter. What matters is that you're at peace. Go back to your homeland, Xanthos. Go and see that old river. Even if it has dried up, the melted snow always flows down from the mountains. Maybe another water source nourishes your homeland now.
I know. The priestess of Endymion watches over all our souls. You always give us false hope.
I remember the day you first came to Athenius. It was a rainy night, and you walked into my temple with Ikathos' bloody chiton. You were downtrodden and lost, but you told me about your promise with him when he went to war. You said you imagined yourself ferrying him to the temple on the other side of the city on the Delphi Canal. It was the flame of hope, faint and weak, but burning nonetheless. It is not a false hope that I instilled. It is a real hope, burning inside your heart.
It was real.
It still is, only that I had hoped you would nourish it with life, but it grew into something else as you ruminated over it. Going back to your homeland, you might remember the past that was even longer ago, and let your pain be soothed by the voices of the past and in never-changing winds.
What of the Sargonians?
I know you think about the exchange ceremony. Divine Revelation has already made arrangements. When the harp that belongs to Minos sings its song again, the people will once again be united. And Caracera shall drive out the Outlanders.
Divine revelation again. There was always a question that I wanted to ask. What is divine revelation? How does it get people to willingly go to their deaths?
It is the power of faith and belief. It's the accumulation of 1,000 years of dreaming about heroes, the thing that makes Minoans Minoan. We do not have gods in the sense of the word that the Outlanders use. Our gods are our heroes, each and every one of them. Our hero, Caracera, was once an ordinary woman. It was the guidance of divine revelation that led her to sing the songs of heroes and unite the suffering Minoans on a path that leads to where we are today. Divine revelation represents your deepest desires. Believe in it, and it will guide your path and make you a hero.
Do you mean that Ithacos longed for death?
9 years ago, Ithacos came to the temple and asked me if his dream of a river running red with blood was divine revelation. I wanted to say no and tell him not to go, but I couldn't do it. Divine revelation poured forth from my tongue, but I could not stop it or alter it, because it was not my place to deny someone else their most earnest desire. As for Ithacos, the blood and tears shed in the construction of the nomadic city of Athenius run deep in his bloodline. It was ever in his mind, even when we served the temple together. He sought a way out for his soul, a place beyond Athenius that he could build and protect, but death was the inevitable price for his wish.
Perhaps you're telling the truth, but I have a hard time accepting it.
I know, suffering rages in your blood, which pale words cannot soothe. Nothing I say can truly console you. But I wish you could. It's been 5 years since you came to Athenius. 5 years since we met. Oops. You spend most of your time at the river. You never come to the temple, and we rarely see each other except in front of Ithacos' grave.
I never need the guidance of a priest.
But I was always watching you. You were Ithacos' friend and the last trace that his life left behind. I could find some small comfort if you lived well. It was one little bit of selfishness that I allowed myself outside of my duties as priestess. I watched you acclimate to Athenius' rivers, watched you take in an apprentice, and watched the two of you go about your days together. Lycon is an honest, serious boy. It made my heart at ease that he was taking care of you. Empty words could not comfort you. But what about these details of life? Have you not found comfort in it, even for an instant? Was Athenius everything you thought it would be? There must have been something. That was better than you expected, wasn't there?
Maybe.
Then go think back to it, and think back to your past, and think back whether you've forgotten anything that was more important. You need to live well, even if only for Ithacos' sake. I hear something outside. I need to take a look. The hour is near, Xanthos. Leave quickly and avoid the crowds.
There they are.
The temple's so big. How do I get to the audience seats from the theater from here? That Carinian priest with a long name said he was going first. Or was it going away for a moment? Is he coming back? What do I do? What's that sound?
Moo.
Huh?
Celery, onion, eggplant, wait for me. And not a single burden beast responded to me the whole way from the ranch to the city. What's going on? Did something frighten you? Moo. Tomato, why are you waiting for me at the rear of the herd? Guess the extra care I gave you was worth it. Just give me a moment to catch my breath. Oh, Tomato. Tomato, come back! Wait for me! No. There are a lot of people in the city. It's dangerous to go run around like this. Besides, it's rude to run and make noise in Karasera's temple. That's right, good one. The burden beast, they've stopped. All she did was gently put her fingers on the burden beast's head. Even Cauliflower, who's normally the grumpiest. They say that even burden beasts could understand the music that Karasera's played on her harp. I always thought it was just a legend, convinced myself it must be. I never thought it would actually meet someone who could talk to burden beasts for real. Who are you? How do you talk to burden beasts? Can you teach me? Talk? All you need to do is open your mouth. You can do it, can't you? No, what I mean is, how do the burden beasts understand what you're saying? They don't. At least, I don't think they do. The girl lifts the finger that was on Cauliflower's forehead. The angry burden beast immediately lowers its shoulders and stomps its hoofs, preparing to charge. The girl puts the finger back. You still have the strength left. Impressive. Are you the herder? Give me another minute. She'll settle down once she's out of energy. The rest of the herd will calm down once the leader does. So, you just overpowered Cauliflower with a single finger? Seriously? Or so easily? It usually takes 4 or 5 strong guys to keep her down, and even that's not a guarantee. Your name's Cauliflower. Nice name, it suits you well. Whines. The tile beneath Cauliflower's feet is cracking. Alright, that should do it. The girl lets go and Cauliflower's knee buckle as she lies down on the ground. Then the girl does it to the rest of the Cauliflower's herd, one by one, calming all of them in no time. That's the last one, huh? What's that on your horn? Thank you for your assistance, our distinguished guest. Siniska, honored priestess of Lacedaemon. As for the harp you're holding, please give it to me. It is the harp of Karasera, belonging to the first temple, which we have been waiting for. Siniska and Melita are definitely going to be made playable at some point.
TD, found you at last. Did you follow the stampede of burden beasts to the temple? What happened at the ranch? I just fell asleep at the ranch last night. Then I heard a huge commotion before Mio woke me up, and I saw that the harp was gone. I saw the burden beast running down the hill, so I followed them and ended up here. Was it the burden beast that brought the harp back to the square? Yes, it's the miracle that we've been waiting for. The true harp of Caracera. Now, the only thing missing for the ceremony is the play. Which isn't so hard. I memorized the Caracera roles and all the plays. Once we settle on a program, we can find people in a play to play the rest of the roles. About that, I would like to select the play for the ceremony, in my capacity as supervisor of the first temple's completion. Why are you so serious all of a sudden? What's the play you have in mind? Caracera and the Outlander. You mean the play that was banned for political reasons and afterwards remained unperformed even after the ban was lifted because no one wanted to play the role of the Outlander? Yes. It will be the most popular classical play used in traditional ceremonies. I will play the role of the Outlander. You don't need to do this. We all know how kind-hearted you are. No, I want to do it. I thought long and hard about it last night. I realized that this was my responsibility as a Sargonian here and now.
You're responsible for victory and the lives of those who follow your orders. It's a wonderful thing.
It's just a good idea to play that one because it's a very powerful statement since it was banned by Sargonians. Last one. Divine Revelation. His raging fury seeks an outlet. This is a battle that Sargon owes the Minoan. Move to his skill.
Such beauty. The warm winds welcome the gentle waters of Delphi through the mountains. Upon ruin and rubble we have built our temple. Now the sacred flame burns bright in the fragrance of flowers and incense. The songs and legends of heroes have given us courage to gather here this beautiful day. Remember how greedy outlanders invade our land, enslaved us, and silenced the song of all. But our faith held strong. The outlanders could not break our will, nor chain our free souls. We, the people of Meadows, formed in union, our faith and will victorious. Now we drive the last outlander from our soil.
As she recites the lines, Pallas seems to see the old first temple and the mountain-rimmed gardens through Caracera's own eyes. Once the people who had lost hearth and home gathered before Caracera, just as the citizens of Athenius gather before Pallas now, sitting and standing. They are all holding their breaths, waiting for the most important moment. The moment that comforts the hearts of all Minoans, and shows them that the long night and nightmare have passed, and the beautiful future that the divine revelations and heroic stories spoke of lies before them. The last Outlander is here! Her heart beating wildly, Titi steps on stage, slowly but firmly. This is what she has chosen, her play and her role. There are words that she must say, things that she must do.
I repent for all done by us, our fathers, and their fathers before them. We have trodden upon soil that was never ours, whether by choice or under guise of compulsion. Our greed and baseness, out of fear and cowardice. The hands that should have nurtured families tore the families of others apart. The spears that should have protected their own nation were pointed at innocents. We must pay for all that we have done.
Your dagger, my lady! Caracera picks up the executional dagger. The weapon has accompanied Caracera ever since she hung her harp on the laurel tree. Years of fighting have taken their toll in the form of chipping across the blade, but the tip remains sharp enough to take a life. The Outlander relaxes as Caracera prepares to make her move. As dramatic music begins to play, Pallas, playing Caracera, hesitates a little. Titi suddenly recalls the soldier who gave the blade to Caracera. His face was covered, his figure unfamiliar, and his motions somewhat halting. Was he one of the actors that she picked for the play? Titi begins to feel unsure. The stage of the theater is wide and empty. The audience seems so far away. But Titi can hear their clamor. Are they excited about the play? Kill her! Make the invaders pay! Or was it the Sargonian standing before them in the theater? She looks up at the dagger in Pallas's hand. The tip of the blade, which should have been made of rubber, reflects a metallic gleam in the sun.
All must end here. Only then can we retrieve the harp from the loyal tree, drink fine wine, and return to the mountains that land that nourished us.
Their play must go on. She must believe in her friend and the heroic spirit of the Minoans. Titi closes her eyes. Despicable! Disgrace! Have you no pride, Minoans? Have you no honor? Is this Xanthos?
Have you no heroic spirit?
The audience falls silent. They slowly let a tall figure through, walking towards the stage with dignity and resolve. He walks on stage and kicks the Agamemnon soldier standing in his way to one side.
Swapping the dagger to make a murder look like an accident. Since when did Minoans learn such underhanded methods?
You know, that's the second time a knife was swapped for a for a theatrical performance. Although I don't feel like this one would have been actually dangerous, because like why would surely she'd feel it before it actually stabbed her. The other one was like wildly stabbing. This one is just pressing down. Like, surely Pallas would stop herself. Now that is what I wanted to see. A surprise, something unexpected. Of course, it would have been interesting too if you hadn't held yourself back. Athenius' business should be handled by the citizens of Athenius. We should trust Pallas, even if this man didn't make an appearance. Please excuse my impetuousness.
Astronomus, what in the Padishah's name is going on? It is an insult to have a Sargonian play such a denigrating role. And what did the man mean when he talked about the dagger? As an emissary of Sargon, I cannot allow...
Kindly collect yourself, Kyrios Spinway. It was Kyria Messayer's own decision to play the role. It is hardly becoming of an emissary to shout like this during an important occasion, when the dust has yet to settle. But also Xanthos is warning it, so like, who are we fighting?
Xanthos.
Unless we're still gonna fight him. Because he doesn't want the underhanded tactics, right? He's not there for the subterfuge.
So you never left Athenius.
Xanthos remembers the day when he raised his oar at the Sargonian he had tied to the tree. But then he had heard the horn of victory coming from the foothills, and the joyful Liberi brought news of the truce. The frightened Sargonian stumbled and fell as he fled. Xanthos' comrades held him back and prevented him from killing the prisoner. Slowly but surely resentment began to build within his heart. Life and vitality were gone from the soil of his homeland, but the marks that the Sargonians left behind linger. Their banners, their landmines, the dam they built, which killed the river, became an indelible scar upon the land. He saw many Sargonians make a hurried retreat towards the border on his way to Athenius. He never joined the Minoans who threw rocks and spat at them because it was not enough. In Athenius, he rowed his ferry on the Delphi Canal day after day. He watched over the ebb and flow of the canal, but he could not keep the river of his own heart in check. Rage roiled in his heart, seeking an opening. Now the opportunity that he had waited for so long has finally come. He clutches his oar.
I, a criminal thrown into the death cell awaiting trial, have waited an eternity for this moment. No matter what punishment awaits me for all of these reasons, I will stand before the Sargonians and my own people with nothing to hide and ask my question of you.
The audience is hushed. Even the haughty Sargonian deputy falls silent.
I lost my home and my dearest friend in the war. I followed in his tracks and saw countless of our own at death's door along the way. The dreams we once had were trampled underfoot by the invaders, never to be rebuilt. Why, I ask the invaders, did you set foot on this land that did not belong to you? And what makes you think you can shamelessly come to Athenius just a few years after the truce, acting like nothing has happened?
He looks up at the two people in the middle of the stage. The Sargonian woman opens her mouth, but closes it without saying anything. Pallas lowers the dagger.
My people, I am surprised how quickly you forget. Did a century of colonization and oppression leave nothing behind in your hearts? The Sargonians destroyed our homes and cities, distorted our culture, extinguished our language. in this memory not enough for you to be on guard against the Sargonians? How could you cast the past aside? How dare you continue to deal with them? Culture, exchange, fine words. They're not just taking the technical data from the construction of the three pulleys, but the blood and sweat that we shed when we built them. They're taking away evidence of our crimes, rewriting history, creating an illusion of Sargonian friendship to wipe away the memory. All of you are accomplices and accessories.
Xanthos looks towards the audience. The Sargonian deputy is furious, while the Astronomos of Athenius is utterly impassive, as though she fully expected him to be here. Cassandra is looking at him with a worried expression a short distance away, while his apprentice Lycaon is watching from the shadows in a distant corner alongside his old classmate. The two people on stage look stunned. He does not know how much of it is an act and how much of it is his own imagination. Lying beneath their feet is the soldier whom he kicked aside, looking equally surprised.
Yes, the war is over. Seems like we could forget all the hurt and pain and begin a new life. So we dug out the divine revelations. Dramas and legends from old paper piles, built temples and altars, and thought we were continuing the legacy of the heroes. Does the life of leisure really bring inner peace? Do pale words really comfort the departed? I see only conspiracy, scheming, and selfish desires. Where is the spirit of Minos? Where is true heroic spirit?
All is silent. And then the Sargonian woman steps forward.
I can see the frustration and yearning in your eyes. You want to cross swords with the Sargonians face to face. This is your heroic spirit. Here is your chance. Come. As a Sargonian, I owe you this battle.
Do be careful, everyone.
Up Team A4, Yato in position.
Location secure.
Standing by.
Real estate question. This wonderful realm, or
Nope, statues over there.
panoramic view of hell. Which did you want again?
Fear not! Here I come!
I knew you'd come apple pie with joy soon! Remember, patience
Should
makes
put
perfect.
them further back. That's okay.
Standing by.
this as a battlefield.
Standing by.
Two Xanthoses. Come what may, he will stand before the Sargonians and his own people with nothing to hide, and ask his question of them here and now.
Malista.
Just relax and leave it to me.
Doctor, lead hot! Kick ass!
Oh,
That's fine with me.
On standby.
I knew you'd come to fine judgment traditional. Brush off the dirt.
oh, he's not immune to
The rich
sleep.
tones of the pottery glaze.
Everything is under control.
Ha! Standing by.
Why do these guys hit so hard? Oh my gosh.
The plea is no use.
Ready to move.
Make your decision. Ice yields to gentle warmth to grace.
Okay.
Angry? Why? Would you like to guess how many Rhine Lab blueprints I've had to revise before they were officially
Alright.
greenlit?
Alright, they all hit hard. Alright. What's going on with you? What did these guys do? They just dodge. So he was just hitting hard for some reason, harder than normal. Attacks 3 times. It's just like his skill. Gains increased movement speed when unblocked for 10 seconds. When unblocked, defense and resistance are greatly increased, and attacks gradually increase. Every attack reduces the attack gain from the previous skill. Summons Ithacos when defeated for the first time, then gains increased HP, deals physical damage. Okay. Draw stuff from the fountains. Okay.
Amessus.
Fear not! Here I come!
On guard.
Let's try that again.
Easy does it. Real estate question. This wonderful realm or a panoramic view of hell? Which did you want again? Captain Gospel! Ha!
Ready to move.
Finally. Am I up? Doctor, leave the big booze next.
Could you get immersed already, guys? Come on.
I have a visual. Just relax and
Oh my
leave it to
gosh.
me.
Oh my gosh.
Shattering!
Blood for blood.
He's so strong.
I won't be afraid.
I'm just gonna have to bring better healers.
Emergency squad, retreat with the injured operators. Everyone who can still fight, follow me and hold back the enemy.
We need to get the fountains up and running, but the pots are hard to get to fill it up. Gravule obviously is not tanky enough. This Scarm wasn't tanky enough either. We'll try a different setup real quick before we switch over.
Green light confirmed.
I'll take the lead. The rest is up to
What
you
if we do
guys.
this here?
Fruit program initiated.
I do need DP, so we're gonna put
The
this guy here real quick.
situation is crystal clear.
Remember, patience makes perfect.
Make your decision. Fast. Make your decision. Wait, for the snow shall bury this all.
You don't have to reiterate the project goals. Work has already begun.
Although they don't get immersed there apparently, which is
Doctor, leave.
An error message of confession. All I hear is the babble.
Clear away the crust. Returning
Annoying.
the marble sculpture to its full glory.
I'll charge the weak spot. Relax. It'll be over in an instant.
my god.
Ready to move.
My god.
I have a visual.
This middle one's just not
Okay,
filling up.
this is awkward, but I'm the only one who knows Rush Sky Shattering!
The realm has not for your perch.
Am I up?
Just relax and leave it to me.
Also, like one staircase that leads to two different staircases? That's crazy.
We can't do this anymore, Doctor. I'll hold the enemies back, so please escape.
Now we're just gonna need a better defender.
I won't fight for nothing, but for the right prize. I'm in.
Okay, everyone have a look at the plan. It's different from yesterday's. Well, I just now. Need some lighting? All good. This light on my head will illuminate the path ahead. Long as it doesn't die out. I don't think it will. Probably.
So long as you're here.
Need to be put up one
have
as
some
well.
hot soup before you go.
Ensure the construction site is safe before we begin.
We want this to work.
The situation is crystal clear.
Patience, tough to swallow, huh? Try to behave yourself next time.
Remember, patience makes perfect.
Make your decision, as ice yields to gentle warmth's embrace.
You don't have to reiterate the project goals. Work has already begun.
Gosh, those guys hitting hard too.
Fear not! Here I come!
I won't be afraid.
Origins are no final respite.
Alright. These statues are ridiculous.
Finally, am I up?
Real estate question. This wonderful realm, or a panoramic view of hub. Ha! Apple pie with the fragrance revive your mind.
Quickly, blow simmer on low key. Patience is not optional.
If the plan is to zip a confession, all I hear is the babbling of souls.
Ha! Finally, am I up?
Well, this isn't good.
Ready to move.
Well,
I knew you'd come strong, on, chill.
Patience, tough to
teleport.
swallow, huh?
Hell yeah.
Try to behave yourself next time.
Heck yeah. Is he draining all the water from us now? Is that what's happening?
Conservation.
I don't appreciate that.
Finally, am I up?
An error message? Listen again. Did you think it was just construction?
How the heck do I fight this?
The situation is crystal clear.
He's just doing AoE damage, killing everybody.
Conservation. Cleaning. Brush off the dirt. Revealing the rich tones of the pottery glaze.
Quickly! The spare ribs have been stewing for so long they're falling apart! That all you got?
That didn't work. It's really just a whole other boss, huh? It's,
Quickly! The spare ribs have been stewing for so long they're falling apart!
Fear not! Here I come!
Quickly! The spare
oh my
ribs have
gosh,
been
Scene!
Just relax.
Your robots suck!
Just relax and leave it to me. I won't be afraid.
Well, we did pretty well.
Mess up a dish? Sometimes getting messy is the spice of cooking and life. Wash it out, and the wok will be good as new.
Need that better healer. She's not gonna work for us. Monster, didn't I did not actually get the module yet.
When necessary, you'll see a more familiar side of me.
The mung bean soup is already simmered. Whether you want your beans intact or fully dissolved depends on how quickly you return. So long as you're here.
Pretty good strat, I think, though, overall.
Ensure the construction site is safe before we begin.
The situation is crystal clear.
Easy does it.
Make your decision as ice yields to gentle warmth's embrace.
Silverash dying though ain't great, but whatever.
Standing by.
Cleaning, conservation, repairing,
No, don't wanna click on that.
restoration.
An Aramis the realm has not for your perch.
Slow simmer on low heat. Patience is not optional.
Monster, in position.
I knew you'd come to find judgment conditional!
Deployment, talons shall be my stethoscope. No new ceramic artifacts coming in? Not much for me to do then.
Ha! Finally, am I up?
If the plan is too vague, listen again. Did you think it was just construction noise?
Oh my gosh.
Patience, tough to swallow, huh? Try to behave yourself next time.
I knew you'd come for apple pie with yourself!
Everything is under control.
An error message? A confession? All I hear is the babbling of souls.
Deployment? Sorry. I used too much force.
Still misbehaving?
Hark! Ne'er hast thou questioned the road thou strayed.
Alright. Am I killing him?
An error message?
Am I winning?
A confession? All I hear
no.
is the babbling of souls.
Just relax. No new ceramic artifacts coming in? Not much for me to do then.
If the plan is too vague, I will revise elegies. Or no final respite.
Finally. Am I up? Deployment? It's misting a little. Just bear with it.
Great mind, thy trampling of this hallowed ground shall beget bitter rue.
Mission accomplished.
Surprisingly a tough fight.
It's been a long time since I last felt hot blood even flowing in my veins. Not since I left the battlefield and left my homeland have I.
His vision begins to blur from the loss of blood. Everything seems covered in a white glow, and he instinctively closes his eyes. He hears the song of a harp, but he does not know from whence it came. He forces his eyes open, and he sees himself in unfamiliar space. He seems to be floating in midair, people passing in front of his eyes without acknowledging him. It is as though he's in a dream. I will never work with the Sargonians. Beat me, torture me, kill me if you want. But you won't get a word out of me about the Gorillas. So there are Gorillas. Skata. Why are you so angry? I thought Minoans liked logic. What's what the stories all of the heroes all say? Are you trying to butter me up? I'm not talking. No need to be so on edge. Just wanted to have a conversation. I don't like interrogating people either. But I'll be reprimanded if I don't spend enough time in here. Nothing I can do. What are you doing, Masayer?
Are you so stupid you can't do something as simple as interrogate a prisoner?
I'm on it, sir.
Piece of trash, some noble, some...
Prisoner watches as his interrogator jumps up from the ground nervously while his superior leaves after casually hurling a few words of abuse.
Both seem used to such a tradition. It is as though the officer cusses and abuses the guard on a daily basis. The guard's complexion is young and pale. He is thin and mild-mannered, very different from the villagers' impressions of Sargonians. The prisoner warns himself not to let his guard down. Sargonians are cunning. Perhaps the two of them conspire to put on an act.
Well, I have to act like I'm interrogating you. I assume this is her father, so this is what he sounds like now. Could you say something? Anything?
Anything? I've got a litany of curses for you. I could go on for days.
Let's talk about something else, something nicer, something that can help us forget our struggles and helplessness. Tell me some Minoan heroic stories. I know some of your legends from ancient books that I collected, but they're not easy to find in Sargon. You already told this story a couple days ago, I remember. Anything else? Think.
Aren't we just putting on a show for his superior? Why is he taking such careful notes? Why would a Sargonian love Minoan legends so much? Is there something not right with this guy's head?
You've only had 100 or so. Told 100 or so. There must be more stories and legends in the land of heroes.
Trying to provoke me? Not falling for that.
Fragments you heard from the elders as a child are fine. It doesn't need to be a complete or popular. Kind of story that would make a little Sargonian girl dream about Minos. There must be more, right?
Scotta. Well, if that's what he wants. I'll just make one up. It's not like this idiot Sargonian could tell. Alright, let me tell you about Siope, the silent hero.
That one's made up? Oh my gosh. It is the strangest experience the prisoner has ever had. No one would believe the story if he told it. He decided to take it with him to his grave. If he ever gets out of here.
Bloody brother, finally got him off my back for the day. I didn't know I was so good at making up stories. I should become a bard if I ever get out. If I ever get out. Is that a crack in the door? That Ilithios? Forget to lock the door?
Just an idiot, yeah. It's been a long time since he last saw the stars. It almost feels like he is dreaming as he breathes the air of freedom again. Is he out? Is he free? Just like this? Useless trash.
Useless trash, you've been in that Minoan cell every single day and you haven't gotten one scrap of intel about the guerrillas.
Sorry, sir. I've been taking records, but he contradicts himself every day. I'm afraid he says nothing that can be trusted.
I knew you couldn't get anything done, incompetent fool. I'll interrogate him tomorrow while you watch and learn how things are done in the Lord Amir's army.
Yes, sir.
The fugitive hears the guard and hears his superior talking in the distance. He hastens his movement through the bushes. The movement seems to have drawn the attention of the Sargonians. How'd the prisoner get out? After him. Masayer, you worthless shit. You are dead if you don't catch him. Hearing the sound made by the skinny guard's ill-fitting armor sets the fugitive's heart at ease. He knows a single Sargonian could never catch him on this Minoan land. He takes one final look back as he escapes the Sargonian camp. The fugitive sees the frail guard stumble and fall. The guard's luxurious armor, probably an heirloom, weighs him down so much that he struggles to get himself off the ground. Or perhaps he just wanted an excuse to not get up. Did he really forget to lock the door? Or did he finally find an opportunity to leave the crack? The prisoner does not know. The only thing that the prisoner knows is that he will never forget the time he spent at the Sargonian camp, and the ridiculous-looking Sargonian. What is the chances that that was Ithacos, though?
What is this?
It is my father.
Ithacos, or Xanthos, turns around in surprise and sees a Sargonian woman standing in the same vision as he. There is a surprise on her face, yes, but also nostalgia and waitiness. I don't feel like I've heard the word poignance in a very long time.
I know he came to Minos in the Lord Amir army, but was sent back to Sargon for his incompetence. He would have received a heavier punishment, but what little glory the House Masair had left protected him one last time. He never really achieved anything, and it wasn't a surprise that he would mess up after he was conscripted. He didn't like to talk about his time in Minos, and I never asked. I didn't know this was where those stories of the Minoan heroes he told me came from.
He's very different from my image of a Sargonian.
Yes, he was always weak and soft, never talking back even when insulted to his face. I always wondered why he loved stories so much, when he was the furthest thing from a hero. No wonder. No wonder he told me the story of Siopi, the silent hero, so many times. A hero who kept a secret for 30 years.
He planted the seed of heroes in your heart.
I have high hopes for you, Medjehtiqedti Bound.
It is an honor.
Do you understand why I appointed someone like you to lead the mission? Someone so young and inexperienced?
You must have your reasons.
You're much smarter than your father was. The house of Misc was a noble house with a rich tradition, and I was on good terms with your elders. It pained me to see the family fall in hard times under your father, who was frail and idle. I arranged a cushy post for him in the Lord Emir's army in Minos, safely away from the front lines, and he almost got himself into court-martial. When the Minos came up again after all these years, you were the first person I thought of. Young Medjehtiqedti is much sharper than her father, I thought. I'm sure she will have no trouble bringing a harp to Minos and bringing back a few blueprints that belonged to Sargon to begin with. You'll do a fine job and do your family proud, won't you?
Yes, exalted Padishah. I love the legends of Minos, and I've wanted to see true heroism with my own eyes since I was little. I'll make sure the Minoan mission goes perfectly. The Padishah said a bunch of flowery words to me before I left. I never understood why he made me the head of the mission. I guess it's because it's easy to get rid of me if something goes wrong. And I had no idea that those blueprints contained such detailed records. Frankly, I don't care about doing the Massayer name proud. I came because I wanted to see this land that I've always been fascinated with. My own eyes. To change the legends, or chase the legends that I have only heard about. Or perhaps I wanted to find some answers about my father. What is this land of heroes that father talked about really like? And what is the heroic spirit really like? I wanted to learn, to find out. That is why I came to Minos.
Have you found your answer?
Yes. Oh, what about you?
I
was once like you, Xanthos.
Oh, Paulus, you too?
Apparently.
I've seen with my own eyes how our people died shielding their comrades from the Sargonians, and heard the screaming of the wounded being amputated in village huts. Hatred flowed in your heart and mine, in the hearts of every Minoan.
Even now in my heart.
I know. But have you ever stopped to think why we love to drink? Besides the sweet fragrance of wine and the joy of harvest that it represents, the inspiration and joy that it brings us. Besides all that, it also because it makes us forget, if only for a little while. Too many things trouble us and make us hurt. But we can't forget about them completely, because to do so would be a betrayal, so we drown ourselves in drink, seeking a moment's forgetfulness. But then, I had to leave.
You're Palace, aren't you? The medics
He told me you often drink here.
Yes, I am. What is it?
You're a Minoan, right? You've been in the Lackamadon competitions? Do you know Diciopolis, the Blood Knight? You ever fight him?
Forgot about the Blood Knight would be Minoan. It's true.
No, but I've heard of him. A Minoan infected who participates in the Kazimierz Majors, I think. Well, actually, the competitions in those two places are not quite the same thing.
But they're both clashes of physical ability and skill, aren't they? I knew it. The principles of strength are the same everywhere. The Blood Knight must be strong because of his Minoan upbringing. I wanted to meet the Blood Knight, but he's retired now. Still, it's an honor to meet another Minoan master. Can I have your autograph? Anywhere's fine. How about my t-shirt? Thank you so much. So, do Minoans have a special way of training? I heard you love drinking. Is that part of your training? Accelerating blood circulation with alcohol and increasing explosiveness? The medics also say you can fall asleep anywhere. This must be a way to save energy. You only fully utilize your physical abilities when necessary. I see. This is why the Blood Knight was so explosive.
Those are just my personal habits. I don't know how the Blood Knight trains, but I doubt it.
I get it. Just fantasizing about things. Did I get carried away? I hope I didn't cause any offense.
It's alright. You really love Diciopolis, don't you?
Yeah. I lost all hope after learning that I have oropathy, but the Blood Knight gave me the will to live again. I watched recordings of his bouts so many times, I even started training myself to hope to join an infected nightclub someday. He was the one who blazed the trail for the infected Kazimierz night sports, paving the way for the Radiant Knight's return to the tournaments. His bout with the Radiant Knight was one for the ages. I was there for it. I cried when they took the podium together.
Didn't we all?
I wasn't sure why I cried. Maybe it's because I saw a flicker of hope for the future. I guess he's the kind of hero the Minoans talk about.
He's infected, according to conventional Minoan wisdom.
Do infected heroes have, some kind of special title in Minos?
No, but he's a hero, yes. No one can deny it. Traditions don't stay unchanged forever, Xanthos. The stories of the heroes defined and shaped who we are, yet Because heroes arise from among us, we in turn possess the power to define them and to shape or reshape what it means to be a hero. I learned that after I left Minos.
I love the little harp string. Our goddess of victory's back! I heard you destroyed another Sargon cavalry unit that tried to sneak across the border? I told you not to call me that when we're in the village, it's embarrassing. It was the title that we gave to Pallas. Whoever leads us to victory is our goddess of victory. That's what Pallas said when she laughed. You can use this overblown title however you want, if it scares the Sargonians. As long as we still have our goddess of victory, you'll keep the Sargonians away. Yeah, although Sargonian raiders will still come every now and then since she signed the non-aggression pact with Sargon's border tribes on behalf of the villages in the area. The raids have been getting fewer and fewer after we won a few victories. It's all thanks to the reputation of the goddess of victory. Besides, inheriting Pallas' title makes me feel like I can't give up, which helps me pull through in tough battles. It doesn't just scare our enemies, it also inspires our own. Yeah, that's what heroes are for.
The village of Arknights brings back so many memories.
It's very much like my homeland.
All the villages of Minos are alike. The same soil nurtured us. But it's not just because of the same soil that we're a single nation. It's because we know the same stories. Only we, upon seeing the olive branch, remember how the hero Pheidipides ran from Athenius to spread news of our victory over the Sargonians to the other cities. He was carrying the olive branch for Athenius, and so became the symbol of victory and hope to us. This is what truly belongs to us. Something that outlanders and invaders cannot take away. As long as we keep living, we'll carry on these stories and change the traditions so that the legends of Minos' heroes may continue, that the spirit of Minos may continue. Minos is wherever we are.
It is a strange scene that unfolds before the eyes of the citizens of Athenius and the guests from Sargon and other city-states. It is an exhilarating battle, but when the oar-wielding Minoan warrior's blood falls upon the strings of the harp in the hands of Kerasera's statue, the ancient harp begins to make a sound, like an old machine starting up after a long slumber, its gears slowly beginning to turn. As the harp begins to sing, the trio on the stage slows down, entering a trance-like state, sometimes angry, sometimes sad, sometimes laughing, sometimes weeping. The trio, I think there is a fourth guy there. Why are they being left out? When the Minoan challenger is finally overcome by exhaustion and slumps down by the statue's pedestal, the other two on stage finally break out of their trance. Did Medjehtiqedti stab him? Like, what? She just grabbed the knife and stab him? They look around themselves in confusion before running towards the challenger, reaching out to him to try and help him up, but getting no response from him. The shouting, the cheering, and the angry yelling have all ceased. Those present begin to realize that they have witnessed a miracle. The harp that stopped singing after the Sargonians invaded has returned to where it belonged and declared, "The tradition continues, and a new chapter is written in the stories of the heroes." The harp's music echoes in the sky above the square. Xanthos looks up. The autumn sun is painfully bright, but for some reason it seems to bring back dim memories, back to the day that he said goodbye to Ithacos. Do you believe that the Gurias can defeat the Sargonians, even though we've been losing for a century? Nods.
I haven't received any divine revelations, and I can't tell the future. I can't even leave with you. But I will promise what I can. I'll protect our village, our houses, our farms and flower beds. Perhaps we can go to Athenius, where we came from, once you're victorious. I'll still be a ferryman, ferrying you to your workplace, at the temple on the other side of the city, as the sun shines upon the Delphi Canal. I've been imagining the scene ever since you described it to me. Are you listening, Ithacos?
Minos is for a cold winter this year, brother.
Yes, but the spring will be all the warmer for it.
He finally remembers what he said to Ithacos. And he remembers the warm smile on Ithacos' face at that answer. The pain and anger of losing a dear friend had clouded his memory and caused him to forget what was most important. But things will get better when spring comes and war is over, when life gets back on track. The wounds of the earth will heal, and the snow melt from the peaks of Haeria will continue to flow, bringing flowers and reeds home.
Everybody good? We've got another battle waiting for us. Pump yourselves up. We're gonna crush this mission together.
A good message. Not the message I thought was going to happen. What I thought was going to happen was that they were going to change the play and be like, actually, no, Carasaria is not going to kill the Outlander, and they're going to make peace. this works too. The River of No Return. In the dream, the blood-drenched river looks how it used to be. Those who are lost never return. Some things can never be forgiven. Weather's terrible lately.
Medication and suppressants that need to be administered on a regular basis, fresh from Rhode Island office. I heard Astronomos' office has lifted a detention order on Xanthos and his apprentice, and does not intend to press charges against you for helping him escape.
Yes, I learned later that Lydia had guessed our plan and intentionally made things easy for me. Sans the reason she wouldn't pursue the matter. Well, that checks out too, okay. I really don't know what Lydia's game is, but I guess she's just doing her thing to run the city. I guess she was like, yeah, I guess it was like, yeah, I'll execute them, but then I'll let them escape. But then, so like she doesn't have to execute them. But maybe she's already. I mean, she's like playing 4D chess or something. Because if this was a normal circumstance, presumably Binwi would demand that they go find them. I guess you could just be like, oh, we never found them.
But the three of you are still intend to leave Athenius.
Yes. Staying will only give my old classmate ideas. He needs to see more places, meet more people, do more things.
Yes. I rarely see you so honest, Lycaon. I wouldn't have had 3 operators keep an eye on you if you were like this when you were my patient. Sorry for the trouble I caused.
Looks like Xanthos' actions at the first temple had a considerable influence on you. How about you wave that white flag and admit that Orpathy doesn't sap the heroic spirit after all?
In your dreams.
Talk about a hardhead.
You should go. You'll miss the ferry. Xanthos' substitute is not as flexible about late passengers. He won't wait for you.
Skada, let's go, Lycaon. Thank you for the medicine, Kyria Atholopo. May we meet again. People definitely ship those two. I can already tell.
Hey, stay off the lawn. I just worked on it. Well, I suppose 2 young men won't be nearly as destructive as a whole herd of burden beasts. Flowers and grass they ruined haven't been cleaned up yet. Too bad about the blue Boronia.
Young Lydia, crying, sobbing.
Don't cry, Lydia. If bad guys ruin your house like they ruined my old home, we won't have a home to go back to. What would we do? Don't worry. I'll never leave you behind, even if the house is gone, even if we're separated. I know, look for this garden if you're far away from home and don't know the way back. garden. Yeah, I'll plant blue boronia here, so that you'll know you're home when you see it. And if you find the way first, mark it the same way, won't you? Alright, it's a promise, Lena. The public garden's lawn, once filled with flowers and herbs, is now filled only with bird and beast footprints. Even if it has temporarily lost its beauty, however, the blue petals remain in the soil. So many blue baronias. You think the past too, don't you? Thank you, Lydia. I'm home.
I brought this year's apples, Cassandra. The portion set aside of the temple's offering have been sent to the cellar. I saved this for you and the others at the temple to share. This event does really make me want to eat an apple, though.
Thank you. It's very kind of you to do it every year.
Our good harvests are all thanks to the help of everyone in Athenius. Besides, you helped so much with coordinating the temple.
You seem to be in a good mood today.
To us, nothing more matters than the harvest, and a good harvest brings happiness.
Nothing matters to us more than everybody's happiness, and the harvest is an important part of it.
We're counting on you. I'll take my leave now. The pomegranate will ripe for harvest soon, and there are branches waiting to be trimmed.
Sweet apples and bright sun, what a lovely day. The ceremony at the first temple was successfully concluded, and the ferryman that you were caring for has found hope. All is well, isn't it, Irea? Why do you look so sullen? You're the one I'm worried about. Me? Why? I've been thinking about what you said when you came back to Athenius. You said you saw the beginnings of Minos in your dreams, saw Caracera and her first temple. You said you thought a lot about Minos' past and future, and about your own goals and directions. All this is why you came back. The events of recent days seem to corroborate my interpretation of the divine revelation. It is not a beautiful future of smiles and flowers. The unease lingers in my heart. Divine revelation is simply the direction the spirit of heroes has shown us. It is not an inevitable future. We learned about that in priest school. That's true for ordinary revelations, but, for example, I wanted the harp to return, but the peculiar manner of its return makes it seem so inevitable and unchangeable. Look at it from a different perspective. Well, the final goal was the return of the harp, and the manner of its return was wondrous. Perhaps it's the same for my revelation. Or perhaps your interpretation is not the final goal. It's only one of the trials during the process, and the goal lies elsewhere. I hope you're right. Besides, the recent events have demonstrated that it was right for me to come back. Minos needs me, and I need it. But you don't want to take over the first temple despite the fact that the bulk of the work is done. Is it because you believe your oropathy will be an obstacle to priesthood? Xanthos has told me about the vision he saw on the temple square. I thought you didn't worry anymore. Traditions can be changed. You're right. I can initiate a vote at the council. No, I didn't propose the rebuilding of the first temple to become its priestess. I wanted to unite our spirit, not just as Athenians, but other city-states and Minoans too. I heard Lacedaemon and Corinna have changed a lot, and I want to see them for myself. So you did come to say goodbye? Not quite yet. I want to see the temple project through to the end. I'm not missing the completion party that Kantia is already planning. Carefree as always.
Thank you for your kind invitation. It was quite an unexpected play. Athenius is about to depart along its planned route, and it's time for us to depart as well.
I hope you'll excuse the unpredictable events that occurred. It seems I did not plan for every possible contingency.
Oh, on this, there is something I'm curious about. The ferryman openly accused you of making secret deals with the Sargonians on the Temple Square, and you were summoned to the council yesterday for an emergency hearing. Yet you are back in your office, safe and sound. Did you have a trump card up your sleeve, or is there something more to this matter than meets the eye?
More than meets the eye is overstating it. I had simply made certain arrangements for the follow-up to this matter. The council heard the explanation and is satisfied that I remain competent to govern. As for the details, I regret that I am unable to share them as yet. They will reveal themselves in due time.
All I need to know is that you remain the Ostonomus of Athenius,
with sweeping authority over major matters of administration and governance.
I'm glad to hear it, and now I have a formal proposal to make. I'm sure both of you understand that dramatic changes are happening in Minos right now. It is the case in Athenius, and it is the case in Lacedaemon, where a new arena is being built, one that will host competitions from far and wide. Perhaps the word tradition is not quite music to your ears, Astonomos. But don't you think that now is the time for us to revive the old traditions? Changes are happening across the land. How about the three polis set aside their rivalries, return to the old city-state federation, and revive an ancient festival? The scattered villages and minor polis will surely answer the call, and the nation will grow stronger. It will be the perfect opportunity to restore Minos' glory and to spread the sacred flame across the land. What do you think?
Is this why you've been snooping around, Athenius? You were investigating us.
Old merchant habits die hard. Can't go into the market without doing research. I apologize if I caused any offense.
You're good at causing accidents. I'm afraid I can't give you an answer right now.
Well, that's not a problem. It's right to be prudent. What about you, Priestess Siniska of Lacedaemon?
I cannot make decisions for Lacedaemon by myself. However, there is one thing which I'm sure. Lacedaemon never turns down a challenge.
I will take you across the river. Then you should go directly back to Sargon.
Man, I feel like a prisoner being deported. Just kidding.
I understand your friendship towards Minos. But you are still Sargonian nonetheless, and I have a hard time abiding Sargonian feet upon the soil of Minos.
I understand. I've been thinking whether there's anything else I can do for Minos for the mistakes of my forefathers. Whether I should leave the engineering notes of the three polis and bring only the blueprints back. After all, the Padishah only told me to bring back blueprints. Then I thought it wasn't enough, but it's just half-hearted compromise, an excuse to run away from my responsibilities and lessen the feeling of guilt. I should bring them back and display them in my museum so that the Sargonians can see it and know that their history books are lying.
Your Padishah will not be happy about it.
Who cares? My family wasn't ever particularly good at making the Padishahs happy. Besides, I met with your astronomos at Shud Volpo yesterday. I heard that she had already made preparations in advance. She had scholars compile and photocopy all the documents and even wrote a paper on it, to be published in a Colombian journal once the exchange was complete and I brought the documents back. She asked me to write a foreword from the perspective of a Sargonian providing endorsement for the paper. And she wanted to leverage the connections I built while studying in Colombia to invite experts to study these invaluable historical records. She said that she would name me an honorary Minoan for this. Look at that smug face.
I admire your courage.
Just doing what my father couldn't. Besides, I enjoyed my time in Athenius. I went to see the priestess of Endymion temple yesterday, and she said the vision I saw on stage was a divine revelation. I was surprised, because the book said Minoan divine revelations only happened in dreams.
Divine revelations can occur in dreams, visions, or voices, but dreams are the most frequent form they take, because they are an important way for us to interact with the spirits of the heroes and the departed.
That's what the priestess said. I told her about the vision I had on the stage and the dream I had at the Burdenby's ranch, and she gave me a very detailed analysis. Finally, she told me in that solemn and mysterious tone, "You may not believe it now, Kira Masayir, but I believe your revelation is a sign that you will one day become a Padishah." That's crazy. How did she get that? She wasn't messing with me, was she? I'm an honorary Minoan now. I actually believe what the priestess of Endymion tells me.
You're free to believe. Divine revelations are simply a form of guidance. Believe in it and it will bring you strength. Perhaps a lot of tragedies could have been avoided if the Padishah like you rode over the Sargonian border.
I think I understand now. Then I'll take it as a sign of the responsibility I may have to bear in the future. I'll do my best. This public announcement, is it a referendum?
Yes. I'm going back to Athenius after I take you across the river. The citizens of Athenius will vote on whether to banish me from the city for my recent actions.
But you did it for Minos.
Regardless of the reason, I must face judgment for my actions. It is the responsibility I must bear. It is time. Let us go, Kaira Masayir. I saw Ikathos again in the vision, as well as the river of my homeland.
Was it red with blood, or was it in your dream, as it was in your dreams?
No, it was quiet and gentle, as I remembered it. Not pristine, but carrying the sand and mud that nourishes the soil and life.
A beautiful revelation. You'll be able to take up poems again, no matter where you go.
Yes.
Whatever the result of the referendum, whether he stays or leaves Athenius, Xanthos will accept it with grace. He walks towards the square. 3 months later.
Look at this letter from a Lateran scholar. The most stunning revelation. The study of history is a continuous process of seeking the truth by eliminating misconceptions. I am impressed by the courage of your nation has demonstrated. In this editorial in the Columbia newspaper, Sargon shows integrity through proper recognition of history. I've been calling it favors every day to repair the damage you've done ever since that special exhibit that you held after getting back from Minos. I hope you understand that such maverick methods only work once. If anything else like this happens again, you'd better think about what you'll do once you're removed as curator of the Varyavandabad Museum.
Dude, that's good. Those are all good. Those reviews are good.
Is this your will or the Padishah's?
Is there a difference? My will is the Padishah's will.
I thought we had a consensus before we left Minos. The success of the exchange ceremony and the mission of friendship with Minos is all thanks to your leadership. In return, it will be your responsibility to explain things to Padishah. However, much or little you will say is entirely up to you, as long as the Padishah is happy.
The exchange ceremony was completed under my leadership to begin with. Besides, how was I to know that you would be so audacious as to... Don't think you're in the clear just because I smoothed things over. For you this time, there won't be a next time. Besides, don't you dare say I didn't warn you. This matter has had a significant impact far and wide. My connections have told me that the City of Gold has sent a herald to Menat Hamayit. You will watch your words and behave from now on.
Oh, it's this girl? Of all the people, I was like, might show up. I forgot about her.
I saw that news of my mission precedes me.
Such noble elegance and dignity. You must be the herald of the Shahanshah. Your presence honors this humble museum. Have you come to see the exhibits?
If you want to see the new special Minoan exhibit, I can.
You stay put. I will guide the exalted herald.
The exhibit can wait. I came to communicate the Shahanshah's will. His Majesty has heard of the mission from Menat Hamayit to Minos, and he is most interested.
Double exclamation mark.
You came to escort me. It's my greatest honor. My family is one of the most honored houses in this land. It's always been my greatest dream to serve the Shahanshah in the City of Gold. I knew that one day I would.
That's not you I seek, Effendi. Kindly close your mouth, for it is making too much noise. Medjehtiqedti Bound. His Majesty awaits your presence in the City of Gold, that the King of Kings might hear of your time in Minos, in your own words. You should make your preparations quickly. The Shahanshah is eager to hear from you. Don't keep him waiting.
Of course. So, I guess she will be in the City of Gold after all. Wasn't sure if that was going to be happening while this was happening, but I guess maybe not. Everyone's going to the City of Gold. Pepe's brother. Yes, that's right.
Morning to you, Doctor.
Well, that was a nice little event. Nothing too crazy. Nice little look at Minos, though. I wonder what happened to Mio, though. Mio set the burden beasts free, and then we never saw them again. Maybe they got trampled. I don't know. And they got bored. Gotta go find a better sugar mommy. Oh, before I forget, because I always forget recently. I don't know why. Gotta read the enemies. What's going on with them? Hero's Call. In the floral fragrance of the land of heroes, even simple stone columns seem to invite you to become a hero. It is a desire deeply rooted in every heart, and perhaps an opportunity is all that is needed to see it. Javelineer, soldier played by Minoan citizen. Every ordinary soldier has a chance to become heroes. And the most important thing is to have the courage and resilience to back up the sword when the javelin is broken. A novice acolyte at the Temple of Flora, a hero well versed in the lore of flowers and plants who applied it to her Oranginium arts. In addition to the standard acolyte duties of study, cleaning, incense burning, and other errands, they also are responsible for maintaining the floral fountains on the streets. Oh, Phyphippides. So Phyphippides was the hero. They did mention that later on as well. The hero Phyphippides, played by Minoan citizen. When Minos drove the Sargonian invaders from their soil, it was Phyphippides who ran from city to city from Athenius, carrying an olive branch and announcing Minos' victory over Sargon. Once an ordinary sculpture found in the streets of Minos, inspired by a legendary monster who blocks roads and makes travelers answer riddles. That's a sphinx? The creative citizens of Minos has built drones in their image to carry out simple tasks such as carrying water and watering flowers. That's actually a real drone that actually exists? That's crazy. Catapult handmade by cardboard by Minoan citizens, limiting its power. Not by much, though. It has been loaded with too many rocks, making bringing it to its destination an exhausting task and hampering its accuracy, as the operator's hand is usually shaking from fatigue by the time it is actually used. The wooden burden beast of Ilion, played by Minoan citizens. In the age of city-states, Athenians captured the previously impregnable city of Ilion by hiding soldiers inside a wooden burden beast. The story is so well known that a group of Minoans squeezing themselves into a vehicle is immediately understood as a recreation of the legend, and onlookers are invited to join in. In Aoidos on the streets of Minos, singing the stories of mirth. The Aoidos tradition predates the nation of Minos and is as the predecessor of Minoan drama endures to this day. Aoidos is a classical Greek singer. Okay. Heroic ideal, an illusion created by the stories of the Aidoi. Heroic ideals come in many forms. Some are grand, others simple. think that was the last enemy. Nope, this guy. Forgot about this one. The hero Paladulus, played by two Minoans. Paladulus always led the charge from the front in the Minos War for Liberation, making him one of the most popular of the 12 heroes. One person is insufficient to recreate his heroism, so the role is traditionally played by two. Was this guy actually a centaur? Is that a thing? Come what he may, he will stand before the Sargonians on his own people with nothing to hide and ask his question of them here and now. They left not even bones, all for the sake of the land beneath their feet. Is Paladulus actually a centaur? A real centaur? Because if it was just like he was a cavalry, why wouldn't they just ride a gallop beast, if those even still exist? Why wouldn't they just ride a burden beast? Right? Curious. Well, that's that. We'll be back, of course, with EX levels when those are out. Which I guess will be Tuesday. And those might give us trouble. At least the boss might. The normal boss gave us trouble, so yeah, those might be difficult actually. It's a tough one. Part of it was that I was using very low level characters, though, to be fair. Which I won't repeat for that, but I mean, even with maxed out Yu, he was still almost dying every time. The getting the water filled up is difficult. I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong or if it's just that difficult. I guess I could spam medics if I really wanted to. Well, that's all for today. But thank you all for watching. Medic only might be possible. We did talk about that. That's true. Might try it just for fun. But other than that, may the sands of time treat you well.